Hello friends, happy Janmashtami. I had an opportunity to do some, thinking about Krishna's so much of speciality that he is loved all over the country so much. Maybe he's the most popular god, we may want to say, or since he was also the king, we may say he must have been the best king in the historical India. And he's loved, appreciated, prayed so much all over the India. There are so many temples all across India. Maybe there are largest number of temples of Krishna. Yes, there are many other temples of Ram and many Devis. Okay, but by and large, it gives us an impression that Krishna was a unique personality, a character. Now, I want to say this because I was thinking, as an educated person, we have possibly discounted all of our India's heritage, the India's history of thousands of years, India's culture we know very little about, and the festivals are used, more for kind of a celebrative spirit, eat and enjoy. Okay, I think that purpose is quite well, that we must celebrate and enjoy. But I did some my own solo thinking about why we are so immune to what is India. Especially the educated ones, we seem to keep away from all of this. And I believe personally that yes, there is a lot of confusion around that. We don't know what is what really. The timeline is confusing, the characters do so many things. So we really don't know. Okay. So coming to the, some of the points which emerged in my mind, what I realized, one thing was that we very well know that there is something called Ram Rajya. It's a very Indian way of speaking that Ram Rajya means it's supposed to be the blessed kingdom where everything will be so, beautiful. Everyone will be happy. There can't be any problem, and there can't be any thief or any such, thing. No negativities. This is the first impression we get when we use the word Ram Rajya. So now I just reflect on this, that if that is supposed to be Ram Rajya, then how Ram can be facing himself a problem as depicted in Mahabharata about his own departure for 14 years from the palace, his own mother's talking about such negativity. And obviously, as we have heard, there are so many stories which talk of Ram had to, fight several places. He loses Sita. Even such a thing can happen. So one thing which came up with some clarity in my mind, that Ramayana and Mahabharata are, we know they are epics. They were written as books, right? As epics by two very, very, revered seers, Rishi Muni. Mahabharata was written by Vyas Muni, and Ramayana was written by Valkini Muni. Now we are taught in our school days, and we know these are written books. They are the stories, and obviously the stories were written by these two very, very renowned and very capable Rishi Muni to guide the humanity. Possibly because the humanity was already facing these social problems or family problems, very negative attitudes, right? The five vices, as the Hindu philosophy says, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh and Ahankar. These five vices were already prevalent, it appears. And that is why Vyas Muni and Valkini Muni had to write a story, create a story, which happened, I believe, as based on Google Guru says everything, a lot of these details are already there. These all were written around 2000 years ago. So one thought which becomes very clear to us educated people is that they were stories. They were to really imbibe some of the good qualities and beware of some of the negative qualities so that we can live with peace in our life and be happy with in our life. Right. Now that brings us to the point that both of these Rishi Muni chose Ram and Krishna as the example, as a best of the character, of an absolutely shining character, right? The Shrestha character, as we can say, which meant that these were the kings. We all know that Ram lived and Krishna lived, and since they lived really as a human being, and they were so great in their character that the generations after them really appreciated and started respecting them, and in due course of time the temples started getting constructed. So that explains the respecting these kings, though they were the kings, but they were of the highest level of kings. This is one thing which is coming up. And even if we compare the two, right, we find that Ram was shown as carrying a bow and arrow, all right, and Ram was chosen as a character who has to go through a lot of problem, all right. But Krishna seemed to be very, very joyous, all powerful, can do anything, and he appeared to be absolutely more powerful. He didn't need anything to survive or to take on anything. So that brings us logically a point that his personality shows that he must have been even the best king as you go back into the history of the India's Oriental history, the thousands of years ago. Right, we talk of 2000 years ago was Ramayana and Mahabharata. So we got to go back before that. And yes, the India's history is very old, 5 to 6,000 is what everywhere it is reported. And if we really look at that, yes, the Krishna was called Purushottam, the Indian scriptures. Now if we come to the philosophy or religious scriptures who describe his character per se, the quality, then he is described as Sola Kala Sampurna, meaning he is 100% that any human being can be. All qualities existed in him. Some of the scriptures do talk of Ram as maybe a shade lower, and okay, maybe it reports 14 Sola Kala, so Chauda Kala. Somewhere there is a little difference being shown, but all the same, they are the supreme, personality in terms of their, as a person, as a character, as the skills in managing anything and everything, which is what is visible when these qualities were depicted by Rishi Muni, the Vyas Muni and Valmiki Muni through their epics. So to summarize, I would only feel that each of these festival, maybe Janmashtami or Ram Navami or Ganesh Chaturthi and Shivaji Jayanti or Sai Baba, each of them have some tremendous character value, and that has really made them great. And if on such a day of celebration, if a little bit of that, if some of these, their values, even if we try to, absorb in our thinking, right? I think it can make a huge impact. In my assessment, it can change our lives. I was just thinking of Krishna, the three major element I could find for Krishna, that he was righteous all the time. Absolute, he would follow only the righteous path. The second point was he was courageous all the time. He smiled and he was courageous. He was never afraid of anything. And the third was he was so compassionate in any scene, any place, anywhere. Even to his enemies, to begin with, he would be compassionate. But finally, if the if those enemies don't yield to the righteousness, then they will see the end of theirs. So, to conclude, I think on this Janmashtami occasion, I personally feel that these three elements, be righteous, be courageous, and be compassionate, if we can try to absorb as much of these three qualities, I think it has a potential to change our quality of life. It has potential to change the direction of our life. And we may evolve into a totally new being, because it's a matter of decision. As we all know, it is the decision making moment which makes us great. So if we can use such a day like today to take the decision that I want to be like this, in terms of qualities we are talking of, more compassionate, more courageous, and more righteous, I think I would begin to be different person very soon, and I certainly will be seeing a totally new life for myself. So let me wish you good luck, and I hope these thoughts were helpful in some form. And yes, kindly do comment whatever you feel about this. But let's use these special festivals to really bring some positive change. We all are going through a lot of pains in our all aspects of life, whether it is work life, it is social life, in our family life, and what is needed is some of these qualities, I believe. And if we can decide to bring that change, I think our life can be smoother, easier, and happier. Thank you. Have a great day ahead and great year ahead. Thank you. This is Mahendra Kapadia. I am a peak performance coach and happiness coach. Thank you.